My name is Joe Williams. I am here with Ana Vidovic. We are so excited to be with you, Ana, and your visit coming up on November 13th and 14th to Austin Classical Guitar. Welcome, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to see you after a while, and I look forward to the weekend very much. Yeah.
I really treasure the time that we have to speak together, and I wanted to ask you, in our conversation this summer about what you might want to play for Austin, you described your program as a message of peace. What did you mean?
Well, I remember our conversations this summer, and when we were trying to figure out what to do, and I usually when I compose the program and the repertoire for the concerts, I'm trying to be very careful and mindful of the audience and what they would like to hear. Of course, I also want to play what I like to play. So I have to kind of think of both and merge both of those worlds. So when you and I spoke, I was thinking this past year, 2020, and then this 21, of course it's been difficult for everyone. We're going through a very, very difficult time, and something that has never happened, I mean, in our lifetime. At least I've never experienced anything even close to that. So there has been many, many changes in our lives and the way our society is. And I mean, personally, I've learned a lot, in the past year and this year. And so when I was thinking of what to play, I just think that, during this time, people do need, peace and something that kind of brings them back to who they are. And I think we have to kind of stay true to ourselves. So for me, every concert from now on is very, very special.
Mm.
So I would like to share this message, with the audience. And when I think of peace, music of Bach comes to mind. So that's what I am going to play in Austin. And because to me, Bach's music just resembles peace and quiet and something that's kind of, it's difficult to describe with words,
Mm.
but um, I'm trying to relate that message to the listeners, to the audience, and to myself, at the end. So because when I play Bach, I just feel so content, and
Wow.
happy and peaceful.
I love that you chose Bach as like a medium for peace. I know it's hard to talk about, but is there something that you might say is special in like maybe the architecture, or like I always feel like there's a sense of strong solace
Yeah,
with Bach.
this is a really good point. I like the word that you used, solace. Yes, definitely. That's a reason also why I like to play Bach's music. I've played it for many, many years since I was a child, and for some reason I can never get away from it. Every year when I work on new repertoire, and it's always Bach. Bach. You always start with Bach. I cannot imagine not playing Bach's music. I mean, it's just perhaps one of the reasons why I do like it is because I feel, when I play concerts, I listen to the response of the audience, and I try to anticipate, and so what happens is usually they're mostly connected with me through Bach's music. I don't know why that happens, but it's happening over the years. So I figured, okay, if we're connecting through that, then I should be including Bach's music. With his music, it's like every note is so special. Every note has a right space and time. There's also space in between the notes. I love the cello, the first cello suite. It's one of my favorites. And no matter how many times I play it, it's always interesting. And that's what's so amazing with Bach's music is you can play it for many years, but you always discover something new. You always discover different colors, different dynamics, and it just never ends. So I think, yeah, that could be the reason, because I feel like with every note that I play, I kind of reach out to the audience and speak to them. We cannot converse with words while the concert is happening, but with music, we connect.
So beautifully said. And the very first note I ever heard of you was the E major partita, the jubilation, like that is part of that piece. You just captured so beautifully. in your career, you really started as a child prodigy and have now come, one to be one of the great guitarists of our time. And I think that's a special perspective to how you share music, to how the process of sharing music over some years. And I'm so curious, if is there something that you have noticed that has changed for you or deepened or been revealed?
Every year it kind of deepens, and I find myself more drawn to the music. And it was a it was and it is a long journey that never actually stops. I keep working. I keep working on my music, and I try to keep my feet on the ground, and always stay, yeah, I mean, stay normal. And it's just music is just, to have music in your life and to be able to do this as a profession is a very, very special thing. And I'm very grateful for that. I mean, I cannot imagine what I would be doing if I don't do this. So, but yes, I mean, I started very young. My family is very musical. My brothers are also musicians, so we were all um, directed, to go into music, and it was very natural for us. So, but that's not always enough. You have to go through certain things in life, and to actually make a decision that this is something you want to do professionally for the rest of your life. So that happened for me later.
Hmm.
As a child, I was just sort of playing and having fun, but later, when I actually came to the United States, that's when I decided that this would be something that I would, do for the rest of my life. So at this point in my life, I'm just enjoying it more than ever. I think I finally kind of came to a point where I just want to, be happy and want to share music with my audience. And those 2 hours on stage, I live for that. This is my part of my life. When I practice at home, it's that's all I think about. What I can do when I'm on stage, and how to reach every member of the audience. At this point, is it's not so much, of course it's work, but it's more enjoyment. I'm just finally enjoying what I do more than ever.
I hear so much intention, about what you are bringing to a space when you're connecting with people. And I'm curious if you can talk a little bit about what do you hope like an audience member will experience when they come and hear a message of peace? What do you hope that they will take away with them?
So this is a really nice question. I mean, it's. I think I just hope that all of us together can kind of stand together and be together in one thought during this time. For people to be happy to go out again, and to sit in the hall and enjoy music, and that's all I'm hoping for. I just want all of us to be one,
Hmm.
and yeah, so I think it's going to be, for me, it's going to be very special. I do love coming back to Austin. Like I said before, from now on, every single concert is going to be very special. And I think we're going to work even harder to make it, special. So I just want people to enjoy themselves, and so I hope that happens.
Well, I'm sure they will. I know I will. Last time you were in Austin, you reached out to Matt and I and asked if we could kind of help make something happen, and that was there was a group of young students in Reynoso, Mexico, who really wanted to connect with you, and it just kind of everything fell into place. And so right before your last concert here in Austin, you spent I think about an hour with these kids who got to play for you, and you kind of shared some wisdom with them. And I think heroes are important for everybody, and they're important for young people especially. And I think they looked at you as their hero, and they were really inspired by that time with you. I'm curious, you know, is there someone from your perspective that you look to as a hero or that has inspired you?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. That was really a beautiful time that we spent, before the concert. I remember, I remember the students, and it was just, they drove for many hours to come and to meet with me. And I just thought it's such a beautiful thing to do, and to meet all these young children, and they're all so talented, and they want to do well. So it was very special. So but yeah, I mean, I do have, of course, people that I admire, and that I've admired throughout my life. And I think probably the most important people in my life were my parents. So I've learned so many things from them, and I always remember things that they would say to me. They're my heroes, my parents. Definitely. Of course, there are others, my teachers and people that I meet, my friends, and when I see someone that is, humble and also talented, it's nice to see, So I admire people that, of course, are very successful, but also remain sort of, how can I say, with their feet on the ground, But so, yeah, so there. I mean, it's hard to name, because there's so many. If I can name one name, I think one of my favorite musicians is Sting. So I've always admired him. I mean, I learned a lot from him musically, and so that would be one of my inspirations. But there's many others. So
Well, is there anything else you would like to share with our audience?
just that I'm looking forward to the weekend, and we have performances in the afternoon and in the evening, and I look forward to seeing everyone. I hope they will enjoy themselves, and I look forward to seeing you and Matt and everyone else, and also coming back to Austin. I love Austin, and look forward to the weekend very much.
Well, thank you, Anna. Well, we can't wait to see everybody on November 13th and 14th in person and live streaming. If you'd like to learn more, go to austinclassicalguitar.org. Again, Anna, thank you so much.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. See you soon.